Hello everyone. So I've just entered the Al Haramain train station in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Now look at this spectacular train station. Check out the scintillating ceiling, the glistening floor, the glare. I mean, the place is absolutely amazeballs. So this train service has been under construction for a long time, but it was finally launched in 2018. This vlog is being made in December 2023, so it's been 5 years since this service has been up and running. So it connects Mecca to Medina, Mecca being the south terminal and Medina being the north terminal, and it goes through Jeddah in King Abdullah Airport on its way. The total length of this service is 450 kilometer between the two terminals. It operates at a service speed of 300 kilometer per hour, which equates to 190 miles per hour. However, it does have the capability of going up to a top speed of 350 kilometer per hour. However, the service speed is always considerably lower than the maximum speed. Between Mecca in the south and Medina in the north, there are 5 stations in total for these train services. So it starts from Mecca being the south terminal, and it goes to Jeddah, then it goes to King Abdullah International Airport station, and then there is this King Abdullah Economic City station, and then finally the train terminates at Medina, which is the northest point on this service. By the way, a terminal means a station where a train terminates, and essentially a train can't go any further beyond that point. It has to come back or return back.
Dear guests, you will now hear a supplication in which Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, recited upon his travels.
In order to make the booking, you will have to use their official app, which is HHR Train. So you'll have to download the app, and I cannot stress highly to make your bookings as early as possible, because the bookings are controlled by these algorithms, and the longer you leave it, the higher the fare could go. So for example, a fare that's around 175 real, and that's the cheapest I found 2 weeks ago before your journey, could hike up to 250 real 2 or 3 days before your journey. Again, the algorithm shows that the train is getting busier and busier, and there are less tickets available, and that increases the fares. In terms of the luggage, per passenger, you're only allowed 1 piece of hand luggage, but you can bring a second piece of hand luggage. Now we're talking a small suitcase, just like what you are allowed on a plane. So there are dimensions listed on their app and the website. You have to comply to those dimensions. The hand luggage cannot be larger than those dimensions. So essentially you can bring 2 small suitcases, but if you're bringing 2 suitcases, you cannot bring a rucksack or a laptop bag. There is also a 25 kilo limit on each bag, so you have to remember that. So as a solo passenger, it's not a big problem. That's the maximum you're going to carry, 2 bags. But if you're a large family and you have multiple pieces of suitcases and large suitcases, then you have to think twice before traveling on Al Haramain train. That's purely because if you have more than 2 pieces, or if your hand luggage is bigger than the dimensions listed, then they will not carry for you. In that case, you'll have to use the courier service at the station, which is not part of the train, and you'll have to use those services to transport your large suitcases or oversized suitcases to your hotel room, and that adds an extra expense to your overall journey. So do your research before you decide to use Al Haramain train. If you are a railway geek or a train spotter, or if you work in the railway industry like myself, I'm happy to share some technical information about Al Haramain train services. So there are 36 trains or rolling stocks in the fleet. A rolling stock is just a fancy name for a train in the railway world. They were manufactured by a company called Bombardier. Bombardier is a famous rolling stock manufacturer, and it was built in their factory in Spain. These trains operate at 25 kilovolt AC. That's the traction, which basically is 25,000 volt alternating current. That's how the train gets its traction, and the train gets the traction from an overhead line, which is a line which is constantly running on top of the train, and the train makes connection with that line with an equipment which is attached to the roof of the train, and that equipment is called a pantograph, and the train operates at a utility frequency of 50 hertz.